Today we're diving into the future of gaming with 20 games that are about to drop jaws in 2024 and 2025. These titles are primed to blow your mind, push limits, and leave you straight up speechless. If I missed any bangers that deserve the spotlight, hit me up in the comments below with your picks. Back at Summer Game Fest in 2023, Clockwork Revolution straight up stole the spotlight from me. Even if you've never touched the BioShock series, you'd be like, hold up, haven't I seen this before? And yeah, visually and style-wise, it's not just similar in vibe and gameplay. Some scenes straight up look like they were ripped from BioShock Infinite. So, what's the deal? It's a first-person shooter with RPG elements. The city in the trailer is this industrial steampunk beast, and devs are saying it's a living, breathing, steam-powered megacity. The main character's got this device that lets her time travel, pulling off some wild butterfly effect moves that mess with reality itself. Kinda like Elizabeth did in BioShock. Yeah, if anyone even remembers that game. Look, fam, I really hope this isn't just a full-on BioShock clone, but maybe we should chill with the comparisons and just wait for the drop. I mean, remember Atomic Heart? That game took bits from other titles, but ended up leveling up the whole experience with fresh ideas. So I'm betting Clockwork Revolution is going to fit right into that steampunk niche that's still got plenty of room to breathe. It's going to drop on PC and Xbox Series, but sadly, no release date yet. Exekiller is one badass adventure shooter, blending that retro-futuristic vibe with a Wild West twist. The game throws you into a post-apocalyptic world that got totally wrecked by a massive disaster 20 years ago, wiping out a whopping 70% of the population. Now it's all chaos and corporations pulling the strings. You play as a bounty hunter just trying to survive in this messed up dystopia, where most of the planet got fried in the Great Fire. We're talking a non-linear story, tons of weapons and gadgets to mess with, weather that changes on the fly, and gnarly radioactive sunstorms. Plus, there's a huge open world to explore. Deserts, canyons, radioactive wastelands, you name it. The devs are hyping this game up as a player-driven story, meaning your choices shape how everything goes down, with plenty of replay value. Expect the environment to keep you on your toes, with dynamic biomes and weather systems changing all the time. Honestly, it gives off some serious cyberpunk vibes, but with that Western twist. Not sure about you, but I'm totally feeling it. It's dropping on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series in early 2025. Quali and Fent Games just dropped some gameplay for the Precinct, and it's looking like a straight-up throwback to the 80s with that gritty cop noir vibe. You play as rookie cop Nick Carl Jr., fresh out of the academy and ready to clean up the streets of Averna City. Not only are you taking down crime, but you're also out to solve the mystery of your dad's death, who got murked while on the job. The game's got that top-down action style, and the crimes, they're all randomly generated by AI, so you never know what's coming next. One minute you're busting someone for illegal parking, the next you're dealing with a full-on bank heist or a drug deal gone bad. Chase down perps in your squad car on foot or even in a helicopter. Plus, you ain't rolling solo, call in backup, set up roadblocks, spike strips, the whole 9 yards. The devs are hyping up dynamic weather, a day-night cycle, and destructible environments too. OGs who played the first 2 GTA games might get hit with some major nostalgia vibes, but this time, instead of boosting cars, you're laying down the law. The Precinct is set to drop on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series by the end of 2024. Sounds like it's going to be one wild ride, right? At the Game Awards, we got hit with the hype bomb that is Judas, a new adventure shooter that's got BioShock vibes written all over it. Ghost Story Games, led by the OG mind behind BioShock, Ken Levine, is cooking up this wild ride. In Judas, you'll step into the boots of a mysterious character stranded on a busted-up spaceship. Survival's the name of the game, but here's the twist. You gotta team up with your worst enemies if you want to make it out alive. Just like in BioShock, you'll be making those tough choices. Do you stick to the escape plan, or try to fix everything that's gone wrong? Either way, the retro-futuristic setting is gonna hit right with the fans. You can dive into this madness when it drops in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Yo, everyone's still buzzing about the drop of Black Myth Wukong, but hold up, Game Science ain't the only squad out of China making waves. Enter the Defiant, a game that's already got some folks calling it a potential Call of Duty killer. From what's been shown, the vibe's giving major Call of Duty Black Ops energy, and some gamers are even feeling those classic Medal of Honor vibes. Commentators and journos are low-key throwing shade, saying that global studios better wake up and get their act together. They're straight up hinting that Chinese devs are stepping up hard, while the rest of the gaming world's been dropping the ball release after release. According to the devs, the Defiant is set in 1940s China, mixing up spy warfare, puzzle solving, and some straight-up action shooter gameplay. It's still early days though, so no solid word on a release date just yet. We'll just have to stay tuned for more deets on this seriously hyped project. Kakao Games just dropped the bomb with the announcement of their new single-player FPS, Second Loop. This ain't your regular run and gun. It's packing some serious brain-busting physics puzzles, kind of like Half-Life but with a fresh twist. Oh, and you can build your own rides too. Set in a dystopian future where everything's falling apart, you jump into the cockpit of a battle mech, trying to survive in this rainy, messed up world where hope's running on fumes. The real kicker? Your mech pilot's got a crazy power, bending reality itself. We're talking gravity-defying moves, where you're slinging around debris and using telekinesis to solve puzzles and wreck enemies. Mark your calendars, because Second Loop is dropping in 2025, and it's shaping up to be one wild ride. The Polish crew over at Fumi Games just dropped a fresh gameplay trailer for their wild shooter Mouse PI for Hire, and this one's bringing some serious heat. The visuals? Straight fire. Think old school Disney cartoons, but with a gritty noir twist that'll catch you off guard. It's like Mickey Mouse went full badass mode in a Polish remix. You're stepping into the shoes of a private eye mouse, and trust me, this rodent doesn't play around. He's going head-to-head with thugs and crooked cops in a city that's straight up rotten. But don't worry, our guy's packing heat, and that arsenal of his, slick. Each piece looks as stylish as it is deadly. The game's set to drop in 2025 on PC only for now. Console peeps? No word yet, but you know I'll keep you posted the second we get more deets. Ashfall's coming in hot from devs who've been behind bangers like Uncharted and The Last of Us, with John Garvin, the mastermind behind Days Gone, taking the creative reins. This third-person shooter drops you into a post-apocalyptic world that's been wrecked by nuclear war. But, plot twist, humans didn't start it. Nope. It was an out-of-control AI that lit the fuse. The few humans still kicking around? Yeah, they're duking it out in brutal wars over the last scraps of resources. But hold up, there's a glimmer of hope. Word gets out about some core of creation that might just bring the planet back to life. Your mission? Leave your bunker, head out into the wasteland, and find a way to save humanity. The devs are hyping up a killer combat system and making teamwork a big deal for tackling any challenge. But don't worry, it's not all about shooting stuff. Exploring the world, checking out landmarks, roaming through different zones, and linking up with real players are all part of the grind. Toss in hunting down secrets and wrecking monsters, and you've got a taste of what Ashfall's gonna be like. Mark your calendars. This one's dropping late 2024. The Bornless is a hardcore horror action game from indie devs Cedral. It got teased last summer, but now the squad dropped a fresh gameplay trailer showing off the alpha build. The game's set in 1960s America, and players roll up to an island off Massachusetts where black magic and demons are running wild. Gameplay-wise, the Bornless is a mashup of PvP, PvE, survival, and shooter vibes. It's all about squad play, but here's the twist. You can roll with the demons too. For now, it's PC only and dropping on Steam and Epic Games Store in early 2025, with consoles maybe coming later. At Gamescom, the devs over at Ocean Drive are hyping gamers to grab their pitchforks and dive headfirst into the medieval madness of God Save Birmingham, where survival against hordes of the undead is the name of the game. This open-world epic is packing some sick mechanics to help you take down zombies like a boss. The story? You're in 10th century Birmingham. Yep, you heard that right. Playing as a regular peasant dude who's got to fend off the undead invasion. Armed with nothing but your trusty pitchfork, some heavy armor, and whatever medieval gear you can scrounge up. It's all about fighting to stay alive. The game's set to drop in early access on Steam, but no release date has been locked in yet. Ballad of Antara drops you into a sick world where reality and the mystical are constantly clashing. The story's packed with twists, weaving together the fates of several characters, and trust me, it's going to keep you on your toes. The gameplay shifts depending on which dimension you're in, making every run feel fresh and boosting that replay value. You'll be rolling as a young heroine, Leia's, tasked with crushing enemies and overcoming epic challenges to rebuild a shattered world. And guess what? You can bring your squad along. There's co-op for up to 3 players, letting you team up for story missions and dungeon crawls. The trailer shows off some jaw-dropping environments, a bunch of NPCs, and enemies that'll test your skills. You're looking at a late 2024, early 2025 release on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Oh, and it's free to play, but come on, we all know the deal. Free ain't always free. Microtransactions? No word on those just yet, but you know how it goes. The Altars first popped off back in 2022 with a straight-up fire trailer. Now the devs are gearing up for launch and just dropped a hefty chunk of gameplay. 11-Bit Studios is on a roll, cranking out back-to-back bangers. They just dropped Frostpunk 2. Trust me, you gotta check that one out. And right after that, they're coming in hot with the Altars. No hard release date yet, but we're looking at early 2025. So, what's the vibe? The Altars throws you into a mix of strategy and adventure, where you play as Jan Dolsky, a dude stuck on a spaceship after crash landing on some alien planet. He's the last man standing, and things are about to get real unpredictable. Here's the kicker. 11-Bit cooked a wild concept. Jan can use resources from the planet to craft alternate versions of himself. Yup, alters that can help him tackle tasks and straight up survive. The game's set to drop on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series, early 2025, so keep your eyes peeled. The devs from Hello Games, the same squad behind No Man's Sky, have been grinding away on their next big hit, Light No Fire. Just recently, they dropped the first trailer and the hype is real. They spilled the beans on gameplay, and here's the scoop. Everything goes down on one planet, and it's giving major Earth vibes. The kicker? It's a massive open world with no limits, packed with its own wild life forms. Now, don't expect a heavy plot here. It's all about that sandbox life. You're free to go full rogue, ride wild beasts, dive into deep seas, sail across endless oceans, climb towering mountains, or straight up soar through the skies on a dragon. This game's dropping in 2025, and it's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Ark 2 is the sequel to the massive hit Ark Survival Evolved, a survival MMO where you get dropped onto a wild planet packed with dinos and, well, some mysterious stuff going on. You gotta team up with other players to figure out the chaos and ride some dinos while you're at it. Ark 2's looking to crank everything up to the max. Bigger map, crazier mechanics, and graphics that are gonna melt your eyeballs. With the budget being way bigger than the first game, that's pretty much expected. Oh, and did I mention Vin Diesel is in this? Yup, our Fast and Furious guy himself. We already saw him flexing in the trailer, and turns out he's a huge Ark fan with over 1,000 hours in the first game. Dude's so into it that he's even part of the dev team now. As for the release date, not much is known yet, but we do know they've been grinding away for a while now. Rumor has it we might even see some beta tests drop later this year. The devs over at WindUp, known for mind-bending puzzle games like Unravel, and the crew behind Knights and Spells, just dropped a bomb with Hela, an open-world gem inspired by Norse legends. The story? You're rolling as a good-hearted witch, backed up by a squad of brave little mice. This witch has been helping out the local folk for ages. When she suddenly gets hit with a mysterious illness, the mice gotta step up. You're in the shoes or paws of a magic-wielding mouse, and it's on you to find a cure and keep the witch's mojo going. The world's wide open for you to explore, with resources to snag, potions to brew, puzzles to crack, and some seriously wild magic battles. All this happens against the stunning backdrop of the cold, epic landscapes of northern Scandinavia. It's confirmed for PC, but stay tuned because the devs are keeping quiet on which consoles will get the drop and when. Kyoryu is a third-person action-adventure game that throws you into a post-apocalyptic Japan, where genetically modified dinos run the show. You play as Tori, a samurai T-Rex who's still young but crazy smart, thanks to some wild genetic tweaks. As Tori, you'll be cruising through the wreckage of human civilization, smashing through rival dino gangs that aren't exactly friendly. The trailer shows off some sick Japanese vibes and a samurai-style combat system, all powered by Unreal Engine 5. Beyond that, not much is known about Kyoryu's gameplay just yet. Devs are teasing an emotional story packed with intense scenes, so expect to catch some feels. The first gameplay trailer dropped, and the community's mostly hyped, though a few folks on Reddit are calling out some janky animations, hoping the final release will smooth things out and run better. Kyoryu's up for pre-order on Steam, but there's no official launch date yet. What we do know, it's PC exclusive for now, and there's no word on whether it'll hit other platforms later on. After almost 2 years since Goat Simulator 3 dropped, we've got the official announcement for Goat Simulator Remastered, set to launch by the end of this year. This remaster is going to hit with upgraded visuals and pack in all the DLCs that came out for the OG game. You can already wishlist it on Steam, plus it's dropping on Xbox and PlayStation digital stores. Goat Simulator is a wild sandbox where you play as a totally unhinged goat. Your one job? Create pure chaos in the city. So far, Coffee Stain has dropped 2 Goat Crazy adventures, the original Goat Simulator in 2014 and Goat Simulator 3, which hit in fall 2022. Yeah, they totally skipped over 2 and have never explained why, but that's part of the troll, right? The devs are hilarious about this remaster, calling it the one nobody asked for. Still, they're promising to keep the insanity intact while fully overhauling the mutation mechanics.